the price of winning is too high. Wait till you get the bill from regret.
Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business, like that ready to launch stage.
They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way up, way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down. No, got a soul view to myself. Yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Squatting all bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself. I had to prove to everybody else. I had to set them straight. I had to boss. I had to renovate. I know they hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate.
Burn Live, y'all. Marijuana keeping y'all connected. Hashtagging these red eyes, changing the viewers' eye red, keeping underage, smoking off social media, killing myself for your entertainment. Sitting here with friends and family. Let me go take. Okay, I need somebody to do me a small favor. Let me know, is what y'all see and what I'm talking the same thing, or is they off? If they're off, just let me know so I can switch my cameras out. Please, anybody up in here, because I see that it's a little off, but I'm not sure it's just off with the words. And if it's off with the words, I'm just going to switch my camera back to my normal camera. And I'm going to be a little upset because, you know what I'm saying, I like this camera. It's high definition. Is very good resolution. But if it's off, which it looks like it is, I'm gonna be a little upset because, you know what I'm saying, I like this camera. Yeah, bro, that's hella off. That's hella off. That's hella off. That's hella off. So I'm gonna play this commercial real quick. I'll play a couple commercials. I'll be right back, bros. Sorry about that.
If you feeling, 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 if you feeling.
That's I know that's better. I know that's better. Welcome y'all to the Burn Live Show. Marijuana keeping y'all connected. Hashtag these red eyes, changing the viewers I red, keeping underage, smoking on social media, killing myself for your entertainment, sitting here with friends and family, starting a cannabisation. Welcome. I just tried a new camera out, and I love the high resolution of it. Loved it. But damn, it was dragging along. It was making me look bad. I couldn't hold on to it, y'all. Howdy, welcome everybody. Welcome. Get your weed out. I'm gonna start doing that. So I can start telling people, let people know that this is a marijuana channel. Get your weed, get your dab, get your blunts, get your bongs. Get ready, sit down, intrigue. Yes, get ready for this show and sit down and have a good show. Now, look, that intro right there just knocked a lot of people out. So I just knocked out everybody that's not a pothead up in here. That's what's up. Now, let me give a quick shout out to my X squad is still here. Facebook is still popping. Shockingly, Facebook has been quiet a little lately. I appreciate Rumble, y'all. I am on Rumble. Shout out to my Rumble family. They've been holding it down with me for a little bit. Y'all know this is a marijuana channel. Marijuana political channel, y'all. Marijuana political channel. I am definitely, after I go live after this, am going through all my platforms and let people know this is a marijuana political platform. We talk about political things. We talk about marijuana things. I don't think people really understand and get the concept of that. Or people that do get the concept of that, all of a sudden don't like the concept of that. And I'm seeing it right now as I'm explaining to my audience what type of this is. I see a lot of people like, oh my God. Hey, y'all, check this out. I did talk to this dude today. I wish I could record some of this stuff. But I talked to this dude. He wanted me to get a haircut or a lining. I'm like, okay, I'll spend $20 on lining if you can do me one favor. He's like, sure, I'll do that one favor. Are you going to vote, yes or no? He said, I don't talk about that. It's too controversial. I never known that talking about things that matter around us can be so controversial. And it's really starting to get on my damn nerves. No bullshit. It's starting to get on my nerves how weak-minded people are going to claim to be. Okay? I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's all right. But to get into this, it is what it is. So y'all, let's, without further ado, we're going to get into some marijuana stories and laws. Y'all know how we do it for the first hour. If you're not, we try to touch down on much marijuana laws and stories that's been going on. And this is the first one I have ever done where it has something to do with death. 6 dead, 6 murdered, arrested. Oh man, yeah, we definitely gotta get into this, y'all. This can't be happening. Stories like this is why the rest of those 23 states are not medical or anything. Stories like this.
We want to take you out next to Southern California, where we're getting an update from officials in a mysterious investigation after 6 bodies were found in a remote desert in San Bernardino County. Let's listen in here as they release new information next.
About 6 victims of homicide that we found in the northern remote area just north of the city of Adelanto. As a result of that, I want to say thank you for all of your patience. I know we've seen numerous requests as to what really caused that homicide and what information that we had as it related to that homicide. And I want to tell you that from the moment we started this investigation, we started to receive strong leads. And after I was briefed, I was quite confident that we'd be able to get the subjects that were involved in this homicide into custody. And with that, and that's the tireless efforts from our homicide team, from our specialized enforcement detail, and the Victor Valley Station, I'm pleased to announce that the 5 suspects that you see on this chart to my right were those responsible for this homicide. Before I introduce the sergeant that was in charge of this investigation and led this investigation, we used some human source and technological sources to be able to identify the suspects in this case. I would please ask your patience once again. The DA is currently reviewing the...
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going over this because this case or whatever just happened, even though you don't know and I don't know, supposedly has something to do with marijuana. That's why we're listening in. We're trying to see what happened, okay? So bear with me. It's California. California has some of the biggest drug marijuana trafficking out there. So just bear with me, see what we can get into.
Filing for this case, and there may be some questions that we're unable to answer, and we'll let you know what those are. And with that, I'd like to introduce Sergeant Mike Warwick to go through some of the details of this case. Mike.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Michael Warwick. That's Michaelwarrick. Yes, is this better? All right. I'm a sergeant with the Specialized Investigation Division, Homicide Detail. Our Specialized Investigation Division has been working on this around the clock to bring these people to justice and justice for our victims. They were murdered in the remote area north of Adelanto in San Bernardino County. I appreciate the public and the media's patience with us, which allowed our team to focus our efforts in finding those responsible. I want to remind everyone this is still an active investigation, and we will not be able to disclose all the facts of this case. What I can confirm is on Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024, at approximately 2016 hours, dispatchers received a 911 call from a subject who spoke Spanish. The caller told dispatchers he was shot, but he did not know the location he was at. and it appeared the call ended. Dispatchers tracked the phone via latitude and longitude coordinates to a remote area in the unincorporated Adelanto area near Lessing Avenue. Due to the remote location, California Highway Patrol airship assisted our deputies and conducted an extensive search. Once overhead the area, officers discovered a crime scene and what appeared to be multiple gunshot wound victims, 2 vehicles, and one of the vehicles was apparently shot, had multiple gunshot strikes in it. The 2 vehicles were a Dodge Caravan and a Chevy Trailblazer. At approximately 20:40 hours, deputies from the Victor Valley Station arrived on scene and located 4 deceased males with severe burns. A 5th deceased male was located in the Chevy Trailblazer, and a 6th deceased male a short distance away who sustained a gunshot wound. Our sheriff's homicide investigators assumed the investigation to process the scene and find those responsible for these heinous acts of violence. I can confirm 4 of the 6 victims have been identified. The name of the 4th victim is still being withheld pending next of kin notification. Victim number 1 is Baldemar Mondragon Albaran, 34-year-old resident of Adelanto. Victim number 2, Franklin Noel Bonilla, 22-year-old Hispanic male adult from Hesperia. Victim number 3, Kevin Darial Bonilla, 25-year-old Hispanic male adult, resident of Hesperia. Victim number 4.
I do apologize to everybody that's watching this because, yet again, it says down here, as y'all see me highlighting, of the reason why I'm trying to see. And I don't even think that he's going to say over marijuana because, yet again, this would have been the first case that we would have been discussing where there's been like true death. There's somewhat of only one report of death in the marijuana industry, y'all. But that right there was supposed to have been one. Obviously, this is how it shows up there. If y'all can see at the top. So they must have had some weed up in there. Must have had some weed up in there. But y'all know, I'm looking for news and stuff like that. I really try not to go over things that are not explainable, especially like that. We always sitting up here lost like, oh. It was nothing to learn.
Been unveiled for growing marijuana at home in New York State.
Sure has. Fox 5's Lizette Nunez is live on the Upper East Side with a look at some of those new rules. Lizette, what's happening?
Dan, Tashana, good morning. Well, homegrown weed was part of a clause of the 2021 law that allowed for recreational use of marijuana. So now regulators are giving more insight on who will be allowed to grow weed at home and who will not be allowed.
It's going to make a really, really big difference.
New York regulators unveiling the first rules for those interested in growing pot inside their homes. The current draft would allow those 21 years or older to cultivate up to 6 mature plants which have visible buds and up to 6 immature plants which don't have flowers yet per home. New Yorkers could keep up to 5 pounds of flower on hand, significantly more than the current 3-ounce limit for legal possession. Residents are not allowed to sell what they grow.
It would just mean that people don't necessarily have to go through a consumer experience or something where they're trying to find a dispensary, which has been, quite a challenge as the state has been grappling with multiple lawsuits that have really delayed the rollout.
Some New Yorkers will not be allowed to participate.
I kind of believe they doing it both like this so rapidly fast, just in case the dispensary demand shut down. Now, me and you both, everybody can sit up here and say, man, the dispensary game would never go nowhere. Not necessarily. There is going to be a high demand of dispensaries for probably like the next 10 years. And then after 10 years, I say another 10 years, you probably have close to all 50 states, at least medical. But once all 50 states get done getting medical at least, and you got dispensary, that's where you will start certain dispensaries fall off. Right now, y'all, if we looked up, or you can look up dispensaries getting put up and getting knocked down. I just did a dispensary story a couple of days ago. Dispensary got put up, but it got knocked down because it wasn't real. It wasn't legit. So to say and to think like, yeah, bro, that's the only reason why I feel like they're letting you grow inside these houses like this. And the funny thing they're going to say, like, if you're on Section 8, and no, I don't feel sorry for my niggas. I'm going to say it like that. I do not feel sorry for my niggas that's on Section 8 that cannot grow weed. And if you get caught, yes, you should lose at least your Section 8. Yeah. At least you're not going to jail. Now, everybody else probably like, man, that's harsh, but they're not going to jail. You want them to go to jail? Or you just want them to lose their little quick ass license real quick, real fast, real quick? Come on, y'all. Let's be real.
Participate, including those who live in NYCHA or government housing. That's because while the state has legalized marijuana, it's still illegal on the federal level. Today, the State Cannabis Control Board was supposed to discuss the rules.
Now, I know a lot of Section 8 places and people smoke weed around there because people don't regulate. I know I'm gonna lose a lot of people for that, but I just look at the law part of it, bro. Be sneaky, be sneaky. I'm not knocking nobody from being sneaky and doing what you do. If you get away, you get away. You know what it is? It is what it is. But if they're going to do these with the growing, they're going to need people to come out here and start searching these houses, bro. And if they're going to have people to do that, really, I'm just curious. Are they really going to have people out here searching these houses? If you're on Section 8 and you out here growing and you know you're growing illegally, do you feel some type of way or you just don't care? Like you really don't care. It's not a real bother to you to say that you're breaking the law or anything. You're just looking at it like I'm doing what everybody else do. What makes me so different? Why can't I do it? Because you're on federal property. The feds own that property. When you on Section 8, you do not own your house. The feds own your property because you're barely paying. That's the difference. That's the hard gift of it all. I know it's crazy to say it like that, but it is. Hello out there. Hello to some of my Facebook fans. If you're commenting, please come to the Burn Live page or any page. I appreciate you liking whatever page that you follow me from, especially on Burn Live. But you can come to me on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm on X, and I'm on Rumble at the moment. If you want to come find me and interact to where I can actually see your comments. I'm sorry if I share my content to some of these places and you're commenting from over there, I can't see them. You actually have to come to the page. The Burn Live #RedEye. On Facebook is Burn Live LLC. And you'll see that I'm live or something like that. You got to come over and join. I highly appreciate it. But back to the Section 8 and the growing. That is the issue. That's the problem. That's not even a problem, but that's just where it stands. You know, like it or not, that's just where it stands. And a lot of people are sitting up here and steady want to complain like you want the federal government in your business. You really think? You really think you want the feds in your business? Now, y'all in Section 8, y'all probably thinking, okay, I should be able to grow. I'm inside the house. I'm not doing, but you know, you on government time. You on government property. You know what I'm saying? These Section 8 houses are luckily are not ran with a guard dog and a watchdog there. And I don't mean the actual dog. I just mean like people on this own property watching, making sure that things work right. And see, it takes a real one, a real real one from the streets, from the gutter, who knows the municipality of how these Section 8 places are going to really run our skate. Now, I'm not trying to pick on them. I know it seems like I'm picking on them for a minute, but that is the main thing I want certain people to understand that watch my show, and I know these people watch my show. So that's the only reason I'm stressing out. I'm not trying to be angry at you. If you get away with it, you get away with it. I'm not going to tell on nobody, but do understand, do make sure you recognize that you are breaking the law. That's it. And then I always sing like New York, New Jersey. I always can find some fucking news about them. Sorry for cussing. I always find some news about them. Always. Look at this. Another marijuana news about them.
If you have ever wondered how to take vocals out of a song.
Nope, I don't. Ooh, maybe I do need to listen to that, because I sure be wanting some instrumentals for certain places.
About to become what could be the New York City, New Jersey, and Connecticut are about to become what could be the mecca of legal marijuana in the United States.
Recreational marijuana now legal in New York.
I signed 3 bills that will fulfill the promise of the constitutional amendment by legalizing adult use cannabis and decriminalizing marijuana possession in small amounts.
The rollout has been far from perfect.
The store or dispensary, one of many across New York City, has been operating since August without a state license, at least not yet.
Each state dealt with its fair share of illegal activity while the government's
breaking the law. Breaking the law. But you can't break the law if there's no law made, though. So you can't say, even though they're saying illegally, they will be legally if they knew the steps and process they need to go. They don't know the steps and process, so how can you call it illegal? That just sounds so, you know what I'm saying? Like you just wanting trouble to come my way. I don't want trouble to come my way. Y'all need to make the laws and make it legalized so we can keep it pushing.
Regulations of cannabis were written into law. Recreational dispensaries in the Garden State began selling the plant in April of 2022. Then New York and Connecticut followed suit at the beginning of 2023 after passing laws in 2020 and 2021. New York's partially illegal cannabis market, or gray market, has exploded since the state legalized adult use recreational cannabis.
What we have seen recently is the proliferation of storefronts across New York City selling unlicensed, unregulated, untaxed cannabis products.
Before the state moved to legalize, of those arrested, not convicted on cannabis-related charges in 2020, 93% were Black or Hispanic, according to NYPD data. The war on drugs' lengthy history of disproportionate arrests and convictions is well documented. During the process of legalization and actual dispensaries opening in New York, politicians in the tri-state metro of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut made it a point to undo wrongs done during the war on drugs by giving dispensary storefront licenses to those most impacted through social equity funds, councils, and applications, very similar to how it's done in different states.
I really appreciate the fact that they're not allowing large corporations to open first, and they're really giving the little guy a chance.
My mom said that she was shopping at the Save-A-Lot across the street, and she told him her son's opening a dispensary across the street, and employees seemed pretty excited. I've been going across, meeting some of the neighbors, like neighboring business, and introducing myself, and everybody, seems pretty welcoming.
This is a great way that we could turn a lot of young entrepreneurs into a positive economic advantage, and utilizing their experience in being defeated in the drug war to be victors and being able to get real economic advantage.
That's the main thing I like to hear when I hear these stories and I see these news coverage, is a possibility and a fight to fight the drug war. That is the main opposition to me, is to fight the war on, drugs, because that's the main thing that takes over. That's the main thing that finds their way to get into an organization and abuse. Now, weed is a beautiful thing. I would never knock weed, but what I am gonna knock is those who will come into this industry, those who've been in this industry and are doing a harmful thing. The reasons, and I'm really looking into other stories like the trafficking. Why is that $8 billion thing can't be stopped or slowed down here in America. That's for one. We really need to start looking in. And with this industry growing, because I think I just seen a report that this is a $80 billion industry now. $80 billion industry with, you know what I'm saying, loopholes just like anything else, but the fact that we needed control to where we're not never ever looked as other drugs out there, and to where it can spread to other companies like the truck drivers, the police officers, the firefighters, and stuff like that, because these guys and these jobs like that, you're missing out on a lot of extra money because these guys can't smoke. But yet again, they can drink and go out here and have alcohol collisions and stuff like that and be some of the worst drivers out here. But yet again, in the marijuana point, you don't see that. That hasn't happened. And you want that to at least try to be fulfilled, saying that it is happening. They're not saying that, okay, look, we are smoking weed. Only people that are getting fired that's smoking weed are random drug tests or somebody snitching. I have yet to really hear, and I've been looking, and the reason I'm keep bringing this up because of the truck report is the biggest one, because that had the biggest reports. And yet again, that report did not have accidents as drivers. So yet again, when you're looking at somebody who's looking at the little people, you and me, to grow an industry, that's the way to go. That's what we are looking for. New Jersey has good steps. I want to say Virginia has some good steps.
As the state focused on its social equity applicants, the slow rollout has allowed this underground industry to flourish. The New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut tri-state area is uniquely one of the largest metropolitan regions in the world by landmass and by population, with more than 20.1 million residents. Data from research firm New Frontier suggests if there is continued pace in new state legislation, the United States cannabis industry could reach $71 billion in sales by 2030. Even at the state level, the 2030 projections see New York totaling 10% of the country's legal, medical, and adult use sales. So it's a high-stakes affair.
I sure was about to say, what the hell was that noise? So basically, this is where I get to talk and stuff. But I'll say I thought I could get to talk.
Legalized the sale of recreational marijuana.
Thought I can get to talk.
2020 and 2021. It took on average a year and 3 months to complete the regulation necessary for dispensaries to open, which is a long time for a recently legalized drug to have virtually no safeguards. As a result, the gray market thrived.
Marijuana and tobacco are much easier to grow, much easier to produce. You can grow marijuana plants in your backyard. That gives the black market an opportunity to, really capitalize on that because it's so easy to grow.
Officials made it easy to buy and sell legal cannabis, but the rules for growing.
See, this is where I would thought y'all were trying to make it legalized for everybody to grow, to try to decrease the black market. If everybody's growing weed, who are you selling it to? Everybody has it. Everybody has it. So who are you selling it to? You would think that would slow down the black market. Maybe not. I don't know. I would think. But yet again, I could be wrong.
Growing it at home or lagging behind in New York? It's been 2 years since adult use legalization, and New Yorkers still can't grow plants in their homes recreationally. New Jersey's rules are a bit different. Home cultivation for adults 21 and older is legal, but current operating dispensaries only have a handful of cultivators to buy from. Just 11 companies for both medical and adult use cannabis.
I hope at some point the CRC board understands the predicament that the black market guys, the existing guys, face. There's a lot of people who want to get into this business. They're trying their hardest. They're complying with rules. They're trying to get in. I get it. I understand them. But from the existing guys, black market guys who've already been doing this for decades,
I feel like I just said all of that. I feel like I just said all that. it's not really about those who gonna get into the game and abuse it, because those who finna get into the game and abuse it now, you know what I'm saying, you are gonna pay it. It's those who been in the game for a long time already. The guys who's been doing it illegal can now go put their name on a piece of paper and legalize it and clean their money up. Them people, those people who are going to be pushing other drugs are going to push it into the weed to clean their money up. Them people that are going to take their weed, like what you hear on the stories, and be sprinkling fentanyl into it. Them people. And at the fentanyl, there's no telling who or what they're going to try to find. Now that y'all get it, and when they trying to find these new drugs or these new ways to potent out the highs, you know what I'm saying, them people are going to put a bad rap on it. Them people are going to make a bad name. Them the ones we looking at like, how can we weed them out? Because right now, they're just putting up shops and hiring people and flooding the money until you catch them. And they shut down the shop. Do they care about them shutting down the shop? No, they're not even there. Ain't nothing in their name for real. They just opening up this stuff. They pushing this stuff. They're making the money off of it. The police shut it down. They don't care. They done made so much money off of it. They done pushed enough. The little money they got sees, okay, cool. We just go take what we got right here and start another one somewhere else. That's the problem we are having. That's the problem that we are looking at. That's the problem that I be seeing, because you open up the door so wide the hell open. Okay, you just did dispensaries. Now you're doing dispensaries and letting people grow. Not only is you letting people grow, but you're letting people hold up to a lot amount, 5 pounds. So now when you do a kick door, police do a kick door, they see you at least a couple of pounds, you got to look past that. What are you saying? What is you saying? Now it's safe for people to go stash pounds of weed at other people's houses. Oh man, how many pounds a week can we stash in this state? 5? Okay, 5 at each house. I know. I done had some stuff. I done had some weight before. I know how it's like. I didn't have it back in the day when it was super, super scary. But you know what I'm saying? I done had it. I still got it. You know? But I'm glad somebody else said what I be saying. It's like, it's you can't slow down a person with money until you catch them in the act. And most people with money know how to avoid getting caught in the act.
We can't stop and wait for the system to catch up to us.
The other thing is, when you have massive grow sites all over a state, like you have in my state of Colorado, law enforcement is not able to go and inspect every single one of those grow sites and figure out which one's illegal, which one's not, which one's following the rules, which one's not, when you have millions of plants that are being grown. So it's easier said to regulate it than it is done. And the black market is really benefiting.
You don't just eat Cheerios for you.
I guarantee they benefiting. That makes a lot of sense. That makes common fucking sense to me. And that's why I said,
New York Governor Kathy Hochul.
That's why I said in certain states, oh my God, I done seen her in the news a lot, the New Yorker. That's why I said in certain states, if you're not going to be able to find a way to regulate it, and from my understanding from what they say in the state, all states can't do it. All states are having this massive problem. There's a lot of states out there that have a lot of back roads. The more back roads you have, the more problems you're going to have. And I'm like, yes, that's it. That's it.
Hochul is actively trying to control this exact problem. Hochul's office proposed new legislation to crack down on illicit cannabis stores, which would increase the civil and tax penalties for the unlicensed sale of cannabis and empower the Office of Cannabis Management and Department of Taxation and Finance to close stores engaged in the illicit sale of the plant. Violations of current cannabis law in New York could lead to fines of $200,000 for illicit cannabis plants and products. Despite the efforts, the slow rollout of the legal system gave way to a new market to grow and a set of customers with regular demands.
I think that New York is doing all it can to help people get an equitable share in this business. I really appreciate the fact that they're not allowing large corporations to open first, and they're really giving the little guy a chance.
The tri-state area's prioritization of undoing the war on drugs is why several convicts of petty marijuana crimes are being pushed to the front of the dispensary license line. Like Tahir Johnson, the owner of Simply Pure Trenton, a legal cannabis dispensary in New Jersey's capital city.
Business here, and to be something that people celebrate is like, it's the craziest, mind-blowing thing in the world. It's like so surreal. I get like, actually thinking about it, every time I even think about the reality of what I'm actually doing, it gets kind of overwhelming, like emotion, right? I had to try to control myself to not even like come to tears.
New Jersey's Cannabis Regulatory Commission lists this program as priority applications, which go to diversely owned businesses, social equity businesses, and impact zone businesses.
Trenton, like other urban cities across the state, was front and center for arrests of young persons that had either were selling marijuana or even using marijuana. It's more likely, if you're a minority, that you would be caught or targeted by the police.
Come on, West Coast. Come on, West Coast. East Coast say, okay, I see what West Coast do. They give it out the stuff to all the big folks. We gonna give all the stuff out to the little people. Okay.
And this enables them, it doesn't prohibit them from now being front and center in the cannabis trade now that it's legalized.
Despite New Jersey's push to prioritize those most impacted by the war on drugs, of the applicants who have applied for the social equity conditional cannabis licenses, only 20% of these businesses are majority owned, meaning they own 51% of the company or more, and only 16% have prior marijuana convictions. In order to operate your cannabis business in New Jersey, applicants have to go from a conditional license to an annual license, which only 5% of social equity business applicants have done.
Cannabis legalization is new, itself is not new. So there are people who have built their whole lives, their careers, feeding their family on feeding cannabis long before we ever decided to legalize it. And I think it would be hypocrisy that those people shouldn't get an opportunity to be a part of it also.
New York City also placed an emphasis on offering opportunities to those impacted by the war on drugs, and stores are finally beginning to open and sell product. This looks different than it does in Jersey. The city will find a building, lease, and renovate the storefront for social equity applicants who will have to eventually pay this money back, plus market rate interest. Some issues have come up here.
That's smart. Understandable that interest rate might be high. The interest rate might be high. But basically, they're going to buy the building and the flowers and everything and lease it to you. So here you go. You run it. You the CEO. Bam, bam, bam. You make so much. And then we take a percentage out, you know what I'm saying? You got to pay back however much we put into this, plus, like they say, interest. So, say a company puts 50 grand into a building, and a company like that, they're going to want $100,000, maybe $200,000 back. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, just roughly. You know what I'm saying? So, and it might be like that. It might be like that. I put 50 instead of 100,000. I want 200,000 back interest. You're gonna make that, and that'll be dope. It may cause problems, like he's probably gonna get into, but come on, bro. All you got to do is put yourself into real, true marketing and figure out how to market yourself and market the company and push product as it is. You have to have some real, true, honest bud smokers back there And I mean, I know some. I would take that risk. Excuse me. Because maybe not in New Jersey if they spread it that out amongst other states. And see, this is why I'm glad I got into this and start watching this, because there are things that are happening in certain states, and I see that's why certain people wouldn't leave. Man, I'm up in New York. Man, I'm not trying to leave, man. I'm trying to put my little business on. You may not get a dispensary. You might get a flower shop for the growers and stuff like that. There's so much things you can do. Just like all these people out here that I done ran into, you know what I'm saying, got sponsorships and codes that they use for their from growing tents and stuff like that, and lights and all this beautiful things. And now that I am starting to make a lane for myself and starting to get in some wave. I got some, you know, like my Twitter is pumping, Rumble is starting to move, YouTube is starting to move. Facebook has been doing this thing depending on how people are feeling or what my titles be and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's been beautiful. I'm ready to get into growing myself and get into becoming that farmer, because it's the way to go. And it's some good sponsors to help y'all out. Now, I already got one sponsor for adult toys. If anybody into adult toys and like stuff like that. Yes, I do have a sponsor, website and everything. I even have a QR code that's popped up right there. You see that QR code? You can go hit that up. SimpleFreshFlowers.com. Yeah, go hit that up, man. Go check that out. Go see that QR code. Yeah. I'm on some new stuff, y'all. I'm on some new stuff. Yeah. Now, I did put a quick commercial together to show this off. It's not the best put together commercial. It is just to let you know some of the things that we do have. I am actually working on a quick little thing to put, but just to give y'all an idea of the stuff that's on there, this is for you. I really need to work on that one and really get that other one up there. I really need to get that other one up there and quit bullshitting. That one's just so extra horrible. But you get an idea. Yeah, I think I'm gonna work on that real quick while we live with you guys and we hear some more on this story. That's because I don't like that, and that needs to be fixed so bad. It really do.
The Dormitory Housing Authority of the state of New York is having a hard time finding storefronts, which means very few social equity-owned dispensaries are opening. Just 4 in 4 months.
The legal cannabis industry has surpassed $36 billion. To grow, it needs people like you to work from seed to sale. We provide the education to help you lead cannabis forward. Shape the future of cannabis. Learn more at Cannavision.com.
You see, I played that whole commercial. No skipping on that one.
Not all are convinced recreational marijuana is even something that should be legalized. There are 29 states that have yet to recreationally legalize the plant, and one who has even voted to undo the legalization of recreational marijuana use in South Dakota. Even in states where it is legal, it may not be easy to do business.
There are people who are getting into it. I do understand that. But there are so many hurdles. Like, for instance, the big corporations that are here, they already have all their grow facilities, they have grow everything. And then they tell us, the little guys, that we're only allowed to buy our marijuana for sale through the system. But the system's not up and ready. So, okay, so just say they gave me a license tomorrow. Where do I buy my weed from?
I wanted science and research to lead this discussion for us to kind of slow this train down, because there's an industry that wants to rush and legalize it. And I think we win if we slow the train down and really understand what's going on with this first and what this drug does before legalizing it. I think that what we have to do is we have to make sure public health is first at the table, and that those are the chief concerns that we listen to, because the industry is making a lot of money on these new high potency products, but all of our scientific bodies, like the American Society of Addiction Medicine, like the American Medical Association, they're all saying high potency products are one of the chief dangers of marijuana right now.
Every cannabis company should be focusing on hiring people who have had previous cannabis charges and people who have come from communities that have been impacted by the war on cannabis. The cannabis industry made $26 billion in sales last year. And I think that with that, we have a responsibility to try to make sure that not only is there some ownership, but also there are employees and opportunities for people to be in this industry.
Currently, New York State only allows outdoor flower, and a lot of customers are looking for indoor quality flower. And that's something that I hope will happen in the near future so that we can be, America's hub for cannabis.
Beautiful. America's place for the cannabis. Hey, yo, I be liking these stories that be coming out here, dog. I'm gonna keep doing these stories and keep finding these marijuana stories because I think that keeps y'all around. I do political stories too. Y'all know I'm gonna get into my political stories, but I definitely gotta stay into these marijuana stories, keep you updated in your state. Hopefully your state makes the news. And we can get into, we can always talk about things that are better to help us grow, smoke, and get high and do what we need to do. Oops. Because I do understand, like, even though that everybody's growing weed, everybody wants to grow weed and stuff like that, everybody's not gonna grow weed because some people are gonna be good at it, some people are gonna be bad at it, and once certain people figure out either or either, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Capitalism will kick in no matter how you look at it. I do appreciate they do give the little people the time of the day first. I do. That's what's up.
The last best place is probably the last place you'd expect to see this. Dispensaries and grow houses dotting Montana's stunning landscape. This is in Ruby Red, Montana, where last year 57% of voters moved to legalize recreational marijuana. To give you an idea, 2 years before, President Donald Trump received that same share in this state. Today, 22 states and the District of Columbia have legal access to cannabis. But the lack of federal legislation is leaving small dispensary owners with big problems.
This is one of the highest testing strains in Montana.
Elliot Lindsay is the owner of Bozeman-based dispensary Grizzly Pine.
We need to move past the conversation about whether or not cannabis exists or should exist and move towards a regulated industry that is normal.
Even legal cannabis businesses are anything but normal. Every week, Elliot drives hours in an unmarked van to deposit cash at one of the few banks willing to work with him. As a dispensary owner, he can't access most major financial institutions or take credit cards, since selling marijuana is still against federal law.
They try to bring that story up everywhere. Like, that is so common to see and know. And I don't mean to be like an asshole about it, but it is. It is
We have been fortunate enough to find a local credit union.
Elliot's careful not to ruin his relationship with a local bank that keeps his business compliant with the law.
Is there anything else that you as a cannabis business owner have to deal with that other businesses don't?
Oh man, yeah. There's a lot that we have to deal. Yeah, there's a laundry list.
You said you had a peach card, correct?
Operating a legal dispensary is expensive even after purchasing a license.
I don't know that there's a whole lot of consumer-based businesses where you would be required to wear a badge like this one.
Owners could face hefty fines for failing to follow strict rules amid unscheduled inspections from state authorities. Since cannabis is still a Schedule I drug, legal dispensary owners don't qualify for tax exemptions like traditional businesses. Gallatin County Sheriff Dan Springer backs federal legislation that would give marijuana businesses access to banking services.
I will say it's confusing when you have a federal statute, that treats it as a crime or doesn't clear it. And then you have state laws that are different than federal laws.
Safe Banking's biggest advocates in this state say they don't support legalizing marijuana. But now that voters chose to do it, they say it's a public safety issue not to take action.
That includes Montana's Republican senator, now leading the charge in Washington on the bipartisan bill.
We want to help law enforcement. This is about making our communities safer by allowing these businesses access to our banks.
Working with top Democrats on perhaps the biggest marijuana reform bill that could pass this year.
So if we're going to have businesses doing this, then let's treat them as businesses and not as drug dealers.
Julie, I got two questions for you. One is small Montana politics question, and I'll do that second.
it's kind of hard and weird to hear things from a Republican side. It's been real weird and hard to see things from a Republican side. Interesting. I don't have no problems with it, but very, very interesting what I just seen right there. I ain't gonna lie to nobody at all. That's funny. That's very, very funny to me.
This week, totally unrelated, but the Senate failed to pass a research
My
bill
bad.
that was sponsored by Senator Tester that would essentially
My bad,
direct the
everybody.
VAs.
Let's rewind this. Y'all like, why is he
And it
sitting
makes
there
that
just
process
staring?
more streamlined.
And in politics, sometimes who gets credit for a bill matters more sometimes than whether the bill gets passed. I have understood there's a little bit of a rivalry between Daines and Tester about who would get credit for this, and it actually could blow the deal up. What's going on?
That's super interesting because actually this week, totally unrelated, but the Senate failed to pass a research bill that was sponsored by Senator Tester that would essentially direct the VAs to provide, to do research on medicinal cannabis and whether that would affect veterans positively in terms of PTSD and other issues. That bill failed. Senator Daines voted against it, and that was viewed as a major setback from the marijuana advocates and that industry on what can actually pass in the future. So super interesting question there, Chuck.
Yeah, no, there's definitely, I think, a little 2024 campaign politics going on there. Julie Sirkin with some terrific reporting there. Julie, thank you.
You really don't hear too much about Republicans when getting into the marijuana fight and legalization. There are Republican states that are legal: Missouri, Nevada. I want to say New Mexico, but you know what I'm saying. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. Some of these stories are just getting a little bit far back out of months, y'all. So y'all know what that means. I'm gonna have to chill out for a second. Now, man. Oh shit. This guy, black conservative, does his homework.
Every planet except
he does his homework. And when I say he does his homework, boy, he does his homework. Now, yet again, y'all, I'm wearing this hat right here because this is my hometown, St. Louis, Missouri. And this person up on the screen, she's over here, is in St. Louis, Missouri. And I have covered Chicago's Mayor Dalton of Illinois. Let me leave Chicago up out of it, because there's a lady in Chicago that's doing some good. But what's up with these young black ladies in office doing what they do so they can think they doing what they doing? Just saying, you can go back, you can look. I have covered Mayor of Dalton, Illinois. This is St. Louis. And the news that my man covered on this one had my mouth drop. I was like, I gotta spread this information because I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. You know what I'm saying? And when you have corruption like this, I'm definitely gonna try to show it on my show to bring it to light. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that he can do it better than me, so that's why I want to play this for y'all to show y'all. But this is gonna blow. It blew my mind.
Security, because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend $10 more on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety.
2 years later.
This breaking news now. Sources have confirmed to Fox News that far-left Democrat squad member Cori Bush of Missouri is now under federal investigation for misusing federal security money. Bush has spent more than $750,000 on private security since she was elected in 2020.
$750,000? Who she think she is, Chelsea Clinton? Y'all don't know where I got that from. Y'all don't know where I got that from. Who the hell? What the hell? Who she? What? When a black man told a black woman she was a queen, damn did they take it to their head. All the way to the bank. All the way to taxpayers' money. When you told that black lady she was a queen, this how far they take it. They take it out on the taxpayers' money pockets. Damn. Gina? Now people that come on, man, look at I just want y'all to hear it again of wondering why I'm saying that somebody called this woman a queen, and she like, okay, she took it all the way up to the top. She became a governor. She like, I'm gonna take it out on taxpayers' money because I'm a queen. I'm a queen. I'm a queen.
$750,000 on private security since she was elected in 2020. Now, remember, these are the same people who defunded the police, but then had to have private security. A watchdog.
People, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching, this lady right here told the police, don't watch the black people in the neighborhood. Don't watch the white people. Don't watch the Mexicans. Just watch me. Nigga, she been watching too much Color Purple up in her. Okay? I mean, not Color Purple, Coming to America. She's your queen to be. I just felt like y'all was saying it with me, like y'all knew exactly what I was going to say, so that's why I didn't say it. But come on, man. Come on, man. $750,000, man, she taking, and she doing what? And she told the police, do not watch y'all, watch me. She is MTV, BET TV, baby. She like she said, not only don't y'all watch her, but I'm gonna take it out of that taxpayers' money. I'm gonna make sure you get fed. So I need y'all looking at me. I need y'all to watch me. I need y'all to pay attention to mother skin me, cause I am a queen. My mama, my daddy, and my husband told me I was a queen.
Has also demanded that the Federal Election Committee investigate $62,000 of that money that Bush paid to her now husband. He was her boyfriend back then. She hired him to be a security guard from her campaign account.
I understand get everybody involved, but you gonna give him one of the, man, he's head of security because he knows how to protect me. I get that. But you could have found something else for him to do. You know what I'm saying? Put him on camera, have him out here talking to people. You see how the queen did her king? You see how she did her king? You are my king, my queen. Yeah, I want you to go work police, be a servant to your queen, not be a king to the queen, but no, be a soldier to the queen. Do y'all see what the queen? Come on, man, that's a queen right there, y'all. Y'all mad at me? Y'all mad at me? Because I'm saying it? Because, you know, that's what we supposed to call our black people. You supposed to call all our back. She's our queen to be. That's what I'm supposed to call her. But look, if she's taking my people, taxpayers' money, and fucking it up.
You may remember Congresswoman Bush, one of the big proponents of defunding the police in 2020. I mention it again because look how much she spent to make sure she certainly didn't defund her protection.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I gotta tell you guys, I am fired up for this video, okay? Because news like this makes me so happy. It warms my soul, okay? It warms my soul, even though it might be a little premature because nothing ever really happens to corrupt Democrats. But who knows, right? Only one can hope, okay? And boy, oh boy, oh boy. I gotta tell you guys, I got a bombshell story for you guys today, okay? Involving the dumbest member of Congress, no other than Ms. Cori Bush.
Wealthy should pay their fair share.
Yes, wealthy should pay their fair share.
What is a...
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Anybody that's watching, you finna learn something real quick. You finna learn something. I'm finna learn you something. That's what I'm saying. Go check out my boy, Black Conservative. Give him my ups. Here, look, bam, give him my ups, because Jesus.
Fair share. What percentage?
So you're saying that you're saying that they're paying their fair share is what you're saying?
No, I'm asking what percentage is a fair share?
Their fair share, the same, if a third of my money is going to taxes, then I think a third of their money should be going to taxes. Well, it does.
I'm trying to understand because you realize the effective tax rate on the poor is less than it is on the rich, right?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not the poor.
This is the part right here. He didn't say you. He didn't say you. He didn't say your black ass. He didn't say your queen. He didn't say you, the niggas. You and the niggas. He didn't say that. He didn't say that at all. He didn't say that at all. He didn't say nothing like that. He might should have had said that. He might should have had inquired that. But no, he didn't say that. Why? Because one, that's racist. One, that's discriminatory. Two, that's not the point of what he's trying to fucking make. That's not the point of what he's trying to make. And she had no way of getting out of that, so she got offensive. This white boy is outsmarting me. The white man's outsmarting the black people again. So we gotta get defensive and say, I'm not poor. He wasn't talking to you. Oh my God, black conservative dude is doing another good job on my mama, because y'all gotta see the facial and see what's going on. Come on, man, dog. This is how you get put on Front Street. I'm gonna play it again.
Tax rate on the poor is less than it is on the rich, right?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not the poor. I'm very close to that line, but I'm not the poor.
Okay, so the effective tax rate on the middle class is less than it is on the rich, correct? What?
Huh? What? Huh? What? 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 What she had to say, y'all? How did she get into office? Why did we vote? You want to know why we voted her into the office? You want to know why she got up there? Because we told her she was a queen. She's your queen to be. She's your queen. But the man hit her with some facts and she got offended. Oh, my mama, I'm not poor. I'm close to that line. What the fuck does that got to do with who pays the most taxes, bruh? When you tell a person that is poor that, damn, you're barely paying taxes compared to the rich, then you get offended. If anybody on my show that's watching got offended because that's true, then it sucks to be you. Get offended. You need to be offended. And I think that's why this one dude that I watch, he be offending people on purpose. He said, you need to be offended because you need a reality check. Some people out here need a freaking reality check when it comes to some simple things. Simple. Not color. No. Who pay more taxes? Obviously, you should know because you pants it, boy.
On the poor is less than it is on the rich, right?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not the poor. I'm very close to that line, but I'm not the poor.
Okay, so the effective tax rate on the middle class is less than it is on the rich, correct?
Look up. Pause. Mouth open.
What fair share would you like to change the tax rate to on the wealthiest what percentage of Americans so it's a fair share?
So let's say the wealthy 1% could pay, let's say if they paid, let's just give them 45%.
You know, the black supremacist lady that always cries white supremacy when she doesn't get her way.
This dude right here, man, that's talking black conservative. Go check him out on YouTube. Man. Did he pick out a good clip of that?
She can't make an argument for or against any piece of legislation in Congress without crying about racism and white supremacy. Yeah, that woman, okay? Somebody that St. Louis should be embarrassed to have represent them, okay? The woman that was a major hypocrite when it comes to defund the police, and the fact that she spends hundreds of thousands of dollars of campaign funds on security for herself.
Congressman, before we let you go, let me ask you about something else aside from the moratorium. You faced some criticism in recent weeks over your push to defund the police. Campaign records show that you spent roughly $70,000 on private security, and some critics say that move is hypocritical. What's your response to those critics?
They would rather I die? You would rather me die? Is that what you want to see?
Hold on, wait a minute. She was... Yeah, see, she was, yes. What's that Plies song? Have you heard that Plies song? You mad? I can't argue with you. That's how she was looking.
In recent weeks over
that's how she looked. Look,
to
she
defund
can
the
get her
police.
Plies on.
Campaign records show that you spent roughly $70,000 on private security, and some critics say that move is hypocritical. What's your response to those critics?
They would rather I die? You would rather me die? Is that what you want to see? You want to see me die? You know, because that could be the alternative. So either I spent $70,000 on private security over the last few months, and I'm here standing now and able to speak, able to help save 11 million people from being evicted, or I could possibly have a death attempt on my life. And we're also talking about the same exact people who say horrible things about me, who lie to get to build up their base. And then because they lie about me, I receive death threats. Now, they don't address the fact that I receive death threats after they go on air and say horrible things about me. But then they want to say, oh, but she needs private security.
Now, she said they how many times? Who in the hell is they? Who is they? Who is them? Them they? Who is them they? Who is them they thou? Who must you talk about? Bring thou name to the forefront. I reckon you say they name. She ain't gonna do that.
I have private security because my body is worth being on this planet right now. I have private security because the white supremacist, racist narrative that they drive into this country, the fact that they don't care that this black woman that has put her life on the line, they can't match my energy, first of
all. Who in the hell is she talking about? I had to take her to church. I had to take her to church. Because you said the white supremacists. Who are the white supremacists? Now, I guarantee you, there's some black people out there and be like, you know what she talking about? Who is she talking about? I just want to know. It's the same people that I rep. I just need to know. I want to know. Now, if she get back into the church, I might start humming again, dog, because she was taking them to church, but I don't know who she talking about. She should just drop a name. Pow. You know, drop the mic. Drop the mic. That's what she should do, but you know she not, because who in the hell is she talking about?
of all. This black woman who puts her life on the line, they don't care that I could be taken out of here. They actually probably are okay with that. But this is the thing. I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure I have security because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend $10 more on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety nets because we're trying to save lives.
Wow. Room temperature IQ stuff right there, okay?
Wow. Something wrong with that lady. I'm glad he put this together. I'm not glad she doing this. Let me say it again. I'm not glad she is doing this. I want happiness for people that's out here in these high positions. How about this? I don't know what I was going to say. High positions. Man, you got millions of people that's looking up to her like, oh, I want to be like her. You know how many girls that want to be like her? How many girls that want to be like her? How many girls want to be like her? And then I'm gonna turn around like, don't you be like her, stealing money from the taxpayers' pockets, talking about whites of Sesame Streets. Don't you do it. I don't want to hear Sesame Streets nothing. I'm tired of black people in these. Oh, this the white Sesame Streets. Damn.
Okay, yeah, so Cori Bush is now under investigation by the DOJ for allegedly paying $62,000 to her now husband as a security guard from her campaign account. Now, again, this sounds very familiar to what Miss Fannie Pack Willis is doing with taxpayer funds down there in Atlanta, but, you know, Republicans.
Do y'all know what Fannie Pack Williams doing down in Atlanta? Have y'all heard? She's spending and bending too. What's up? What's wrong with y'all getting spent and bent and getting paid? On taxpayers' money, not your own money, not your own money. Taxpayer money. Quit getting spent and bent on taxpayers' money. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Not going to defend herself, okay, by denying any of the allegations, okay? She's going to say that this is just white supremacy. This is what she's going to say.
Was first elected to the House in 2020. And again, a watchdog has demanded that the Federal Election Commission, the FEC, investigate the $62,000 that Congresswoman Bush paid her now husband as a security guard from her campaign account. And back in 2021, also important to note that Bush had taken heat for spending $500,000 on private security despite her impassioned pleas to, quote unquote, defund the police. Now, again, bombshell news here on Capitol Hill. Important to note, she's not the only Democrat here on Capitol Hill under investigation. Democratic Senator Bob Menendez is also under investigation. But we want to play for you again how we heard.
Okay, so y'all know Bob Menendez, another person. So we just not going after you ladies. Going after you guys too. Just a lot of you ladies just quit getting caught up. If y'all wasn't getting caught up, I wouldn't be doing this story.
Heard about this news, the reading of this from the House floor clerk. Take a listen.
The Honorable, the Speaker, House of Representatives, sir. This is to notify you formally, pursuant to Rule 8 of the Rules of the House of Representatives, that the office of the Sergeant at Arms for the House of Representatives has been served with a grand jury subpoena for documents issued by the U.S. Department of Justice. After consulting with the Office of General Counsel, I have determined that compliance with the subpoena is consistent with the rights and privileges of the House. Signed sincerely, William P. McFarland, Sergeant at Arms of the House of Representatives.
1 in 2 small businesses don't plan on buying cybersecurity. Crossing your...
Hey, I ain't know they straight up here be reading something to you and you're like, hey, dude, check this on out. This way.
Yeah. And we have reached out to Congresswoman Cori Bush's team for a comment. We are waiting to hear back right now, as well as the Justice Department for more details.
That's crazy. What's Fannie doing, y'all?
We know the names of 9 senators assigned to the Special Investigations Committee looking into Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. The group will investigate payments made to the district attorney's alleged. Y'all
see this? I know people looking at me like, man, you just picking on them niggas. I'm not picking on them niggas. Them niggas picking on themselves. Hey, I'm just able to do a story about it because I'm not going through it either.
Alleged romantic partner hired to prosecute former President Donald Trump. Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon, live in downtown Atlanta. And Doug, you've been asking questions at the state capitol. Who is on this committee?
Right, well, people might be happy to know it is a bipartisan committee. It is made up of 6 Republican state senators and 3 Democratic state senators. And maybe even more good news for people who have doubts about this committee, it is mostly made up of senators who themselves are attorneys. We now know the names of the 9 Georgia state senators tapped to investigate shocking allegations swirling around Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis.
I think the state of Georgia is owed the explanation, and we owe it to the people to look into what's happened.
State Senator Bo Hatchett said he was honored to be named by the lieutenant governor to serve on the body that will pick apart an alleged relationship between Willis and her top prosecutor, Nathan Wade, also said in court documents to be Willis's romantic partner. Over the course of his time on the case, Willis's office paid Wade hundreds of thousands of dollars, while the two apparently took vacations and cruises together.
It's something that we are going to take seriously. We're going to make sure that public funds were used appropriately, and we're going to look into this as much as we need to.
To look into it, the committee will have subpoena power, the ability to demand documents and testimony from important figures in the case.
It's important for members of my party to be engaged in this process to make sure that it's fair.
State Senator Jason Estevez, one of 3 Democrats and the only Fulton County taxpayer on the commission, thinks there are bigger problems the Senate could be tackling.
Well, look, at the end of the day, I think the questions that we should be answering are the ones related to the former President of the United States starting insurrection and trying to flip the votes here in Georgia. I think that is the ultimate question. What is happening between the DA in her personal life is not something that we should be investigating.
And there is no timeline on when this investigation and the committee will actually start or end their work. But ultimately, they will come up with a report. They won't be taking any disciplinary action per se, but they will come up with a report that details any ethical or financial findings that come out of this investigation. We're at the state capitol. Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now. You gotta make sure you're covered. I'm talking about enterprise-grade security built into your site and fully managed for you.
I don't want to say nothing. That's why I'm not saying nothing.
Border battles in Washington.
I didn't want to say nothing. They trying to be all special with their damn intro.
Welcome to Meet the Press Now. I'm Gabe Gutierrez in Washington, where Congress is locked in a border battle mired in politics. As one chamber pursues a bipartisan border deal and the other seeks the impeachment of the country's top immigration official. All the while, President Biden is asking Congress to give him more power to address the issue.
All I can do is just give me the power. I've asked for the very day I got in office. Give me the border patrol. Give me the people, the judges. Give me the people who can stop this and make it work rationally.
That don't even sound believable, bro. That don't even sound believable. But you know what? Joe is on the task, man. He been at since day one. We cannot knock Joe for what he be saying. We can't knock him. But I'm gonna say, truthfully, that don't even sound believable to me.
It comes after the president said over the weekend that he would, quote, shut down the border if Congress gave him the authority. And 2 sources familiar with negotiations tell NBC News that the bipartisan Senate plan, which is being negotiated right now, would grant that authority if certain levels of migrant crossing.
Joe, what we gonna do with Joe, y'all? What we gonna do with Joe? I don't know what anybody can sit up here and say what we gonna do with Joe. it's so many people that's behind Joe. That's like, hey man, Joe is the person. Joe got us. Okay. Joe got us. Joe got us. Yeah, I think Joe got us. No, man, this stuff is crazy, dog. This crisis is moving very, very, very dangerously. And now you got, what is this? This is look like trucks getting pulled over or something on the highway. I don't know what this is. I'm trying to see y'all before I even pull it up. Is it worth? These truckers talking some trucker business. Never mind. It ain't nothing. I was gonna say, dog, this immigration problem. Got truckers getting pulled over. You know it's a problem if immigration got truckers getting pulled over. Like, come on, man. Like, how are we doing this? How are we gonna get this done? How are we gonna get this done? How are we gonna get this done? Oh, he did talk. He did talk. Hey, y'all. The mayor of Chicago did talk. He did hold a press conference.
Are there times when you...
He did hold a press conference. I love to hear him talk, boy. This right here, to me, my opinion, is talk of how the future is going to look. That's how the future is going to look. The way he talked, the way he got so much corruption going on. Okay. Now, I'm going to play his thing a little bit, but we're going to hear this.
It's currently housing nearly 15,000 asylum seekers. We are educating 500 migrant children in our Chicago public schools. The governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, has sent over 600 buses to our city, 500 of which arrived since I took office. And just today, the Texas governor was gloating about sending more than 100,000 asylum seekers to sanctuary cities, the vast majority of whom have no idea where they are going and what resources they will have access to. In response, my administration and our city have stepped up to meet this moment. We have stood up 28 temporary emergency shelters. We've done this across the entire city of Chicago. We provide over 300,000 meals per week. DFSS and OEMC have created an entire infrastructure and led the oversight of this system. This particular mission has grown exponentially over the past year. CDPH has led the way on healthcare coordination, providing thousands of health screenings and vaccinations, and healthcare triage under very challenging, difficult conditions. We've done this in partnership with the Cook County Health Department and other medical providers. We have worked with the faith community, the business community, the philanthropic community, labor, all levels of government to provide care for our new arrivals. We're working to help create a pathway to self-sufficiency and independence. This has been unprecedented. This challenge has certainly been a weight in our city. But the truth of the matter is, this has been a challenge for every municipality and every state government that is managing this crisis all over the country. In Massachusetts, for example, the state government established a statewide limit of 7,500 beds for 100 cities. Denver has instituted a 14-day limit for single individuals and 42 stays for families, making adjustments for weather just as we have. On February 6th, Denver will be discharging families again after this pause. New York instituted a 60-day limit for families and a 30-day limit for single individuals on October 16th and began discharging migrants from shelters on January 9th. They are continuing to do so as they grapple with nearly 70,000 new arrivals in their shelter system. Sanctuary cities across the country have done the most. We have done everything possible to welcome asylum seekers, to make sure we're centering it around their humanity and doing it with some dignity, while staying within their financial constraints. Chicago is no different. We initially instituted this 60-day limit in conjunction with the state's announcement of additional resources for resettlement and case management, because our plan for temporary emergency shelter was never meant as a long-term housing solution. But we want to
Call bullshit. You know, if there was a way for you to permanently put people up in a house up in Chicago, you would. And now that it's super cold outside and the wind chills and the lakes up there are freezing, you really trying to put them up in there. But that's cool. Okay.
give every person and every single family that has come to our city enough time to process their work authorization, find housing, start a new life in our great city. So we have made the decision to extend the shelter state policy based on original exit dates from mid-January through the end of March. We will continue to assess this developing situation as we move through these winter months. We will also continue to advocate for Congress to find federal support, to have a federal response to this federal issue. But we will not stop working locally with our partners to find solutions to how we manage this humanitarian crisis. With that, now I'm happy to bring to the podium DFSS Commissioner Brandy Canasi. She will speak to more specifics around this policy. Commissioner.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars?
Girl, I'm just sick that y'all
Wasting
don't want to
tons
make
of
an app.
time on troubleshooting with attendees? If
Just
so,
make an app. That's it.
Thank you, Mayor, for that introduction. Hello, my name is Brandy Canasi, and I'm Commissioner for Chicago Department of Family and Support Services. As part of the New Arrivals mission, DFSS, in partnership with our city partners, continues to operate 28 shelters across the city, supporting nearly 14,000 new arrivals. In the last 8 months, we have built a comprehensive model with
I wonder if she's gonna tell us how much they get in a month, cell phones and all the policies that's coming with everything they get. Bullshit. I want to hear. Now I'm nosy now. That's what I want to see. Because if the rumors are true, are they willing to slip out and say it somehow, some way, put it into a form to let you know, like, we are providing what? Because yes, you're providing housing, but food, 3 meals. Because that's the same shit you're getting in jail. A cot, 3 meals. They can't go look for a job, so you got to provide them TV, cable, something to do. I don't know. They get a cell phone when they first get here. Okay.
without a blueprint and little federal support, allowing us to offer enhanced case management, public benefits, legal services, and medical care. Since last summer, approximately 11,500 people from our shelters have resettled through the state's Housing Assistance Program led by Catholic Charities, and 4,100 individuals have outmigrated from the shelter system to connect with friends and family, living out the goals they came to Chicago when they came here. As of last week, 2,800 applications have been submitted to the U.S. Customs, Citizen, and Immigration Office, and nearly 1,011 applications have been approved for work authorizations.
Damn.
The emergency shelter.
Whoa. You got them to work awfully fast. When was this done? When was this put out? Hold on. Stop the presses. Yeah. All these people at work and working already. Chicago. I'm gonna start praying for Chicago. Because I understand, like I understand these people are there, but dang, 200,000 people put in an application to be job efficient here, capability to work in America, and you sent half of them said, okay, approved. 100,000, let's go. Where they finna go to work at? Okay, I mean, it's nothing I can do. It's in Chicago. But I hate for that shit to spread amongst all states. Like they get to leave Chicago and use that outside their state. That's the next question. Are they allowed to use that outside their state? Yeah.
Shelter system was built on the premise that shelter stays would be short term, as we work with our county, state, federal, and nonprofit partners to help new arrivals develop a plan and get on their feet. Due to the extreme cold weather Chicago experienced over the last 2 weeks, we extended the exit dates for new arrivals who were set to leave shelter throughout the month of January. The new 60-day policy is as follows. Residents who have an exit date between January 16th and February 29th will be given a 60-day extension starting from their original exit date. For example, if an individual was scheduled to leave on January 16th, their new exit date is March 16th. There are approximately 5,673 people who fall into this category. Residents who received a 60-day notice and were scheduled to exit shelter between March 1st and March 28th will receive a 30-day extension from their planned exit date. There are approximately 2,119 individuals who fall into this category. Anyone new who enters the shelter system starting today will receive the standard 60-day notice. Finally, new arrivals who entered the shelter system between August 1st and November 16th, 2023 are eligible for the state's 3-month rental assistance program. There are approximately 5,910 individuals who fall into this category. They will begin to receive their 60-day notice starting February 1st.
Bro, how many? I need to go find somebody that be on Section 8 and see, man, how long did it take for y'all to be on Section 8 for y'all shit to get approved? So y'all can get a crib. How long do y'all have to wait? Now I see what my partner said. Now, if you're going to do that, then yeah, now it's time for me to go. Look, now it's time for me to go get on some government assistance stuff too. Now, fuck that, man. It's time. Damn.
There were 8,800 individuals in this group in November, and currently 2,890 have already exited the shelter system. As a reminder, anyone who entered the shelter system after November 16th is not eligible for the state's housing resettlement program. To support residents in thinking about their onward movement and what it could look like at the end of their 60-day stay, shelter staff will roll out a multi-step process, including checkpoint assessments. These conversations include questions about access to resources and networks of support beyond shelter. Checkpoint assessments will take place at least 2 times after the 60-day notice is given. 1 2 weeks into their shelter stay, and the second 2 weeks before their exit date. Screening for the extension eligibility would occur at the second checkpoint. Only if residents state they anticipate needing shelter beyond their current exit state. As previously shared when we rolled out the 60-day policy, the general categories for extension that are eligible include progress to permanent or stable housing, severe weather conditions, disability, pregnancy or maternal health, gender-based violence, medical isolation, and bereavement. All efforts will be made to limit disruption and mitigate harm, especially for school-aged children. Prior to the school year, we worked closely with the Chicago Public Schools to enroll children this school year, and we will continue to partner with them through this process. Now, I would like to pass.
Everything I said that was going to happen this summer into next year, well, into the next school system, they're doing it right now. They're doing it right now, right now. Damn, they moving rapidly fast to get these people in. Okay, look, I just want to shake my head for you guys out there in Chicago. Y'all got it rough. Y'all got it rough.
It to Dr. Ige, Commissioner for the Chicago Department of Public Health.
We are always going to be connected.
And you'll always be my best friend.
All I need is 1 weekend alone.
Thank you, Commissioner Kanazi. I am Dr. Simbo Ige.
Hell no.
A House committee is marking up articles of impeachment for Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Republicans are accusing him of not enforcing laws at the southern border. Mayorkas and Democrats say the move is purely political. Fox's Connor Hansen has more.
Some members of the House Homeland Security Committee believe Secretary Mayorkas is guilty of high crimes and misdemeanors. Articles of impeachment claim Mayorkas did not enforce immigration law and that he lied to Congress about the southern border being secure.
Secretary Mayorkas is the very type of public official the framers feared. Someone who would cast aside the laws passed by a co-equal branch of government, replacing those with his own preferences, hurting his fellow Americans in the process.
Mayorkas responded to lawmakers with a letter saying problems at the border go back before he took over the agency. He claims the current administration has removed more migrants than the Trump administration. This comes as a small group of senators tries to work out a bipartisan border deal.
Just give me the power. I've asked for the very day I got in office. Give me the border patrol. Give me the people. Give me the people, the judges. Give me the people who can stop this and make it work rationally.
Some in the House are growing anxious, not having seen the text of the bill.
All we know is the reports and rumors, I suppose, that have been leaked. I hope some of this is not true. But from what we've seen, clearly, what's been suggested is in this bill is not enough to secure the border.
How can you oppose something that you don't even know what is in the text? And what that tells me is they're not interested in governing.
Articles of impeachment for Secretary Mayorkas are expected to go to the full House for a vote sometime next week.
They got to get this shit done before the new election. On my mama, they going to have to. They is going to have to. This shit is going to be like literally freaking colliding. They is not going to be able to withhold. They're going to drive their ass crazy. Crazy. I guess we can just gonna drive each other crazy every day around this mother. For real. Is it okay? Is it all right? As long as we smoke weed, I guess we're not gonna drive each other too damn crazy. Look, I had to do this shaking of the hand like, man. I know I'm going to drive y'all crazy. I don't know if that's my job or that's just what I'm good at. But driving people crazy is definitely something that I am definitely doing. Oh, hell no. I guess I got to share this with y'all because to me, I want to see if this funny. I hope it is.
Good to meet you. Yes, sir. Good to meet you. I wasn't going to let Vivek 1.0 leave without this. Reverse racism is racism? Reverse racism is racism. Reverse racism is racism? Yeah. But is vegan chicken chicken? No. It's the truth. It's the truth. The good word. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. I will. You keep going. I will. I'm serious. Thank you all for the viral videos and for creating this crazy moment. Vivek 2.0 finally met Vivek 1.0.
Hell no, that was funny. I wanted to share that just in case. I never seen none of this skits either, so I don't know. That's my first time ever seeing that. You know, everybody got one of those lookalikes. Everybody got one of those lookalikes. Lookalikes. When you want to look alike. Who you want to look like? Oh man, everybody just reporting on Sleepy Joe want to take back the border. That's all he want to do, y'all. That's all he want to do. Y'all ever think, I heard, man, and this is just a rumor, so don't take it like I'm being serious, but I heard all the good businesses is done on the jets and on them. Shit. Niggas at work.
We're in South Central Iowa right now.
When they
Missouri
at work,
is just right over my shoulder. I want to talk about how I used acres before purchasing this farm.
Mr. McCall. No.
when they at work, we gotta be there.
Mr. Higgins. Mr. Guest votes no. Mr. Bishop. No. Mr. Bishop votes no. Mr. Jimenez.
No. Oh, this on the
Mr.
impeachment.
Jimenez votes no. Mr. Pfluger. No. Mr. Pfluger votes no. Mr. Garbarino. No. Mr. Garbarino votes no. Miss Green of Georgia.
No.
Miss Green votes no. Mr. Gonzalez.
No.
Mr. Gonzalez votes no. Mr. LaLota.
No.
Mr. LaLota votes no. Mr. Ezell. Mr. Ezell votes no. Mr. D'Esposito.
No.
Mr. D'Esposito votes no. Miss Lee.
No.
Miss Lee votes no. Mr. Luttrell.
No.
Mr. Luttrell votes no. Mr. Strong.
No.
Mr. Strong votes no. Mr. Burkeen.
No.
Mr. Burkeen votes no. Mr. Crane. Mr. Crane votes no. Ranking Member Thompson.
Aye.
Ranking Member Thompson votes aye. Miss Jackson Lee.
Aye.
Miss Jackson Lee votes aye. Mr. Payne.
Aye.
Mr. Payne votes aye. Mr. Swalwell. Mr. Correa.
Aye.
Mr. Correa votes aye. Mr. Carter.
Aye.
Mr. Carter votes aye. Mr. Tanadar.
Aye.
Mr. Tanadar votes aye. Mr. Magaziner.
Aye.
Mr. Magaziner votes aye. Mr. Ivy.
Aye.
Mr. Ivy votes aye. Mr. Goldman.
Aye.
Mr. Goldman votes aye. Mr. Garcia. Mr. Garcia votes nay. Mrs. Ramirez. Mrs. Ramirez votes aye. Mr. Menendez. Mr. Menendez votes aye. Ms. Clark. Ms. Clark votes aye. Ms. Titus. Ms. Titus votes aye.
How am I recorded?
You are not recorded.
The chair votes no.
Chairman Green votes no.
How is Mr. Garcia recorded?
Mr. Garcia is recorded as having voted no. Mr. Garcia votes aye.
The clerk will report to tally.
Yeah, you're right. Chairman Green, on that vote, there were 14 ayes and 18 noes.
The noes have it. The motion is not agreed to. You made that motion in the midst of your opening remarks. Ranking Member, are you done with your opening remarks? The gentleman yields. I thank the Ranking Member. Other members of the committee are reminded that opening statements may be submitted for the record. Pursuant to notice, I now call up House Resolution 863. The resolution was circulated in advance and printed copies are available. The clerk shall designate the resolution.
H.Res. 863, impeaching Alejandro Nicolas Mayorkas, Secretary of Homeland Security for high crimes and misdemeanors.
Without objection, the first reading of the resolution is dispensed with.
Mr. Chairman.
Ranking Member, for what purpose?
I object to
dispensing with the first reading of the bill.
There's been a privileged motion to dispense with the first reading of the resolution pursuant to Clause 1 of Rule 11. All those in favor say aye.
No. Yeah. You have to.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that.
I only objected that the motion hadn't been made.
Oh, you didn't want a reading? Okay.
No. Somebody else will have to make that.
Okay. Well, we're dispensed. What's that? Yeah.
Boy,
Mr. Chairman, I move to dispense.
we up here
with
trying to
reading.
watch
Okay.
them
The
take care of some
motion's been made to
business.
dispense
And
with the
they
reading.
just look
Now,
like they
Mr. Chairman,
just.
the rules require that be in writing.
Now, y'all,
There seems to
these
be
are the
some
people.
parliamentary
the-
disagreement on whether or not that.
Some of these people you see up in here, it might be a reason why they need to go. We get to see. This is why I'm playing this. I'm playing this so you can see, like, we can't do nothing. Oh, yeah. No. The one that sees incompetence, seem like they can't handle their positions. We need to find out what state they represent. Holler at them people like, hey, man, y'all peoples need to go.
Favor say aye.
No.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the first reading shall be dispensed with. Without objection, the
We're
resolution
asking
shall
for a
be.
recorded vote.
A recorded vote has been requested. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. McCall. Aye. Mr. McCall votes aye. Mr. Higgins.
Okay, yeah, we're
Mr.
not
Higgins
watching
votes
this because
aye.
we're
Mr.
not
Guest.
going to get
Mr.
nowhere.
Guest votes aye. Mr. Bishop. Mr. Bishop votes aye. Mr. Jimenez.
We ain't going to get
Mr. Jimenez votes aye.
no.
Mr. Fluger.
Nowhere.
Mr.
I'm
Garbarino.
sorry.
Mr. Garbarino.
I do apologize. I'll be wanting to hear some of that stuff just to see what be going on. You can't never say that a person is taking something out of content or a person didn't deliver something when you hear it right out of the horse's mouth. I watch a lot of C-SPAN. I do. Elon. I heard about this, so let's see what's up with this Elon Musk and this chip or something. And I think the best way to hear it from is Tim. Tim got probably the best thing. Anybody hear something about a chip? A chippity-o, chip. Let's hear about the chip.
Has begun. I know it's fair to say that since the dawn of cell phones, the cyborg revolution probably already began. We became attached to these digital devices, which networked us all together. But now Elon Musk says his Neuralink startup has implanted a chip in its first human brain. That's right. A human being has been chipped with Neuralink. They are now wired in. He says that the first technology will be telepathy, allowing people to communicate very quickly. Now, I have questions about this, and of course, there are a lot of implications. I don't know that we can stop what's coming. I mean that sincerely, and it is quite worrisome, like dominoes falling over. Especially now with the AI race, no one is willing to back down. It's an arms race. We build nuclear weapons. We know what they're capable of. Everybody else wants to have them too. All of a sudden, now everybody's got their finger on the trigger, and the planet could be destroyed. The same thing with AI. We know what AI is capable of. We know how dangerous it will be. Yet everybody sits there saying, if I don't do it, someone else will. And so they decide, I would rather have the keys to this machine than someone else. And that's true. It's a fact. If Google stops, Microsoft or whoever else, they're going to make their own. If the U.S. bans AI and says, we can't do this, China will make it, Russia will make it, and they will use this powerful weapon against us. So, welcome to the dawn of a new era. One in which I think
You cannot disagree on nothing that he said about this to make you want to sit back and say, you know what, he does have a point. Is this AI really that dangerous? Hell yeah. It's already, because I just want to hear a little bit on it. I'm not going to watch this whole show. I just want to have something to talk about. So the whole thing is already there's been like 2 major cases. One, there's a AI of Taylor Swift having a sex tape or something out, because Taylor Swift is big with the Super Bowl and that conspiracy theory. And then there was a prank call or something with the AI with Joe Biden. And that story leaked out just a little bit. It really hasn't made headlines. Nobody's really investigating it too loudly, because I sure can't find no stories. I'd have been looking for real. Now, that's one story I have been looking for myself, period. But to really, really sit up here and think that this AI thing is going to be taking over everybody's going to have a piece of AI, and it's going to be the new normal, man. You finna have and then the first thing, telepathy. Everybody gonna want that. Everybody's going to want that. Man, you gonna feel like everybody gonna be thinking they're X-Man. You are going to be thinking that you are a X-Man. Comic book heroes, for real, unite. Nerds gonna have the best scoops, know how to get the scoops. Programmed in your brain, know how to grow the best weed of all time. Because that's what everybody's gonna program first. This is going to spread out the competition dramatically. Right now, anybody who can find an algorithm and find a method how to do it to get popular. People get rich, people start businesses, whatever. If you have an AI chip, for those who have AI chips in their brain, that's going to spread out the competition dramatically. I don't think we're ready for it. But, like you said, it's coming. There's nothing that we can do. I feel it. Elon Musk has already had the first example. Ain't no telling what China and them doing. You would think Russia would be in it too, but they're at war. If they wasn't at war, they'd probably be in it too. So it makes sense. It's crazy to me to really be sitting up here thinking that this is the way that we gotta go. And you can't even avoid it. I mean, you can, off grid, don't use it, ignore it, it's nothing. Stay in your own little world, stay in your own little bubble, stay safe, stay humble, stay nice, stay pure. But it's coming. It's coming. So what are we going to do? Get ready for it, y'all. Let's have some fun. Let's make some money. That's the only thing I can think of when it comes to that chip is you're going to make money. You're going to make money, and lots of it. Hopefully nothing stresses you out because you got that chip in your brain. You don't want to short circuit. But that's about it. You're going to make money. You're going to be rich. You're going to live a nice life. You're going to get yourself out of the struggle. All right, y'all. I ain't going to spend too much time on that. I want to hear what PDP and then was talking about. Oh, nah, they talking about
business owners.
They talking about the 80 mil. I don't want to hear that.
Prison's all about what's in the name, blood and prison. We're at this gorgeous facility built in 1886. They started doing haunted attractions here in the late 90s, probably like 97 or 8. And then we rolled in 2016 and just tried to make it bigger and better.
So y'all want a haunted house, y'all know where to go.
We're only open 15 days, but you know, it's still a lot of people to roll through. We knew there was other ticketing companies, and Ticket Spice was one we just found online.
2024 November, the one thing we can do every November is vote. You have options. You have Trump on one side, Biden's on the other side. What are you doing?
I'm not even looking at people. I'm voting on policies.
Okay.
At this point, I don't want to even see a face. And right now, I don't like how a lot of the only thing I will say is maybe it's just all smoke and mirrors, but the economy is the market at least is doing well.
Yeah.
The market's all let's be honest,
It just
all
reached an
time
all-time high.
all-time high.
Sure, of course.
The market's doing
Yeah.
well. I believe joblessness is also down.
Unemployment is, I think, at 3.5%.
Right.
People think inflation's still at 10%. It's
So
at 3%.
it's like
There's a difference between Main Street and Wall Street, though, Mike.
And for sure, like I said, smoke and mirrors. But I think we all just need to be a little bit more. I just hate pigeonholes. I think we've all become maybe not everyone here, but like a good majority of the country have become pigeonholed into this belief that there's a savior in the form of a candidate and everything's black and white and there's no gray area or let's take a little bit of this or I just want what works.
Okay. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna just roll with it. The thing about Joe Biden against Trump is it's not like it's a savior. I don't think people looking at a savior. It's a lot of people didn't like what Trump said. If Trump never said what he said, Trump would have been 8 years and this had been his last year, he'd have been out. And a lot of people didn't get to see how things were bad, how things can get worse until another president got into office. A lot of things that we expected Trump to go through with the wars and taking out people and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff we expected Trump to do, and he really didn't do. Some people know about the summer fights and what he did, how he killed ISIS and got rid of ISIS. Yes, he did. But as far as the economy growing and jobs and support and how people felt as a whole without everybody getting in their feelings on Twitter, you got to give it to Trump. Now, he done seen 4 years with Biden in office. You know how things are looking. You see how things are maybe looking better, but damn, it's a lot more headache that's coming behind that. It was still just as much as cop killing as it was with Trump. It was still much mass shooting out there as it was with Trump. It was. It really was. So what can we sit up here and say? What can we really sit up here and do? How can we say that which one is a savior? No, which one is just going to make another 4 years smooth? That's it. Both of them got 4 years, period. Which one going to make the next 4 years go a little bit smoother? Because that's all either one of them got. That's the only thing you looking at. Maybe that's why people want a new candidate, because it's weird that y'all fighting for just 4 years, but it's a lot that you can do in 4 years. Everybody have the same 24 hours in a day. Okay? Now, before I go, I want to play my sponsor's video one more time. You see wherever it's at, you see the thing up there. Let me make it bigger for you. Man, how last time we had it right? Now I don't. Because I had a video. Damn. So, my sponsor, Simple Fresh Sleepwear. Man, y'all go check them out. Y'all go check it out. 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 screenshot this, do whatever you gotta do. It's the QR code right here. You see the QR code up in the corner. It's been up in the corner. I do want to play this video just to show y'all the things that's gonna be on there. I showed it earlier. It was an ugly copy. This is gonna be a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? A little bit better. But I do want to play before I get up out of here. All that stuff you can definitely find out. You can guarantee and find. You can guarantee to find up there. Go check it out. Even that bong that you're seeing is there too. Trust me. Please go check it out. Please go look. Just browse through it. If you browse through it, I highly appreciate it. She knows it's coming from me. There's always a little comment section up there. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another good one. Until next time, have a good one. Peace.